So this is the development as it stands so far. We've got a functioning website that allows you to create hierarchies of scenarios and different concepts teaching. So you can see here we've got 3 scenarios which each have a set of tutorials which you can edit this in the administration interface, which I won't show you today. So let's start with editing the first concept here, the first scenario. Click on this. And you get an interface here with map window. You've got a set of base layers you can change. So at the moment we've got the Google layers and OpenStreetMap. And as well as some vector layers here. This is just some example data I've got from around UCL. So you've got 3 outlines, buildings, roads, and the buffer layer which won't be displayed in the final version. So if you hover over an object, you get some information about it. So this is a hospital building. This is a tree. Yeah. And so now you can start to build your tutorial. So let's edit the title. This is now let's give it a short title of UCL overview. And a longer description. This is an overview of the UCL campus. And let's set it to Google Streets Views because that looks nicer. Oh no, Google Hybrid. And let's get rid of the roads. So once you're happy with this initial view, you can hit Save State, and we will create a new state here. This is the first step of our tutorial. Then we can change it to, for example, a video, and it asks you to enter video, YouTube video ID. So let's go to YouTube, search for Esri map projection, and here's a short video that sounds interesting of map projections done by Esri. So we want to include that in our tutorial, so we copy the ID, the YouTube unique ID for that video, paste it in here. Just hit load video to check that it's actually available video in here, and we can hit it, and let's give it map projections video. And let's change the description to this is a introduction to projections. It's fine, let's save this. So we've got 2 states already, and now we can jump in between the states. So if you click here, play here, we go back to the map display as we set it, or here, back to the video. A third one is HTML. So what it does here is we can just simply write some text here and actually give it some formatting. So let's say this is an introduction text to map projections, and here we can then enter some text. So this is talking about map projections. This is not limited in space, so, and it's a rich text editor, so you can do formatting, you can make this bold, you can include pictures here, and so on. So this is rich text. So once we're happy, we can close the editor, and you can see here the formatting is taken over from the editing. Introduction text for projections. And there's a short description again you can set here, and once you're happy with that, you also can hit Save State. So right, so we've got 3 states. Let's do another map one, and this time, first spatial functionality we've included in here is a buffer functionality. So how it works is you select, for example, 2 buildings. Click this away. And you set a width for the buffer, and it says which layer you want. You want buildings, create a buffer. Click create a buffer, and the tool gives you 2 buffers for the 2 buildings. So again, you can save this now. So let's give this a title of buffer example around UCL, and description buffer blah. Let's save state. So we've got 4 steps now. So we can go back to the map, look at the video, have some text here, and our buffer example. Now we can drag around the steps to reorder the tutorial. We can delete steps if you want. I'm not going to delete one here. Let's put the buffer as first. No, let's put the introduction text as first. So this is how you can build a tutorial using different mediums like videos, rich text and images, as well as a interactive map display, which you can save the state. And once you're done, you can go back to the home page, and then let's click the read-only link where you actually can play back the tutorial. And as you can see here, we've got 4 steps. The first step is the introduction to map projections here, as we defined before, and then now you can, the end user that wants to run the tutorial can just click through. And it gives you a map display, then comes the video, and lastly another map display. And the user can then freely step through that. And if they ever get lost, for example, in here, creating buffers and so on, they can just click next and it will take them to the next step, stage that's predefined. And it's the same functionality here. So the user can then here create different buffers. So put 2 trees there, and create those 2 trees. But once he goes back, then it will go back to the predefined state. That's about it so far. There's included user management as well. So once you log out here, you can't edit any of the tutorials if you're not assigned as a creator of the tutorial. So if you go in here, we can, and also if you want to, you have to log in at the moment to be able to view a tutorial. Obviously, this can be changed if you want to make a tutorial publicly accessible.